What's going on, YouTube? I'm back, your movie guru, with another video. No little change of scenery with this one, as you can see. It's a beautiful day outside, so I figured I'd get some fresh air and make a video at the same time. So the video, or the movie that we're going to be doing this one about, was one that I've known about for a while. I was cautiously optimistic for this movie. I'm talking about none other than Toy Story 4. I will say this is one of the film franchises that is very near and dear to my heart, as this is one of the franchises that I personally grew up with. So the first Toy Story came out in 1995. I really enjoyed it. You know, I was, how was I, 7 at that time, and I really enjoyed the movie. The sequel came out in 1999. Then there was one in 2010, and then here we are in 2019 with Toy Story 4. These films were ones that I appreciated when I was younger, you know, just as a cartoon type of movie, an animated type of movie, you know, something that I was interested in at that age. You know, I had a Woody action figure. So, you know, I appreciated it, you know, as a child. But then as I grew up, I began to appreciate, you know, some of the finer elements of the film, you know, the storytelling, the animation, you know, some of the plot devices. And so that's why this is one of those kind of special franchises to me, in that not only did I grow up with it, but as I got older, I was able to appreciate different things about the film. In addition to that, these films have always been excellent. So the first two films, Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2, both, you know, have 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes. And then Toy Story 3, the first one, you know, that I saw as an adult, and it has I believe it 98%. So with those type of ratings, and then especially after seeing Toy Story 3, which I thought was kind of a great bit of closure to the whole story arc. You know, when I saw Toy Story 3, you know, it came out 2010, you know, a full 11 years after Toy Story 2. They made that film knowing that a lot of the audience were going to be adults, you know, from if you saw it 8, 9, 10, 11 years old when you saw the first film. And then, you know, for those who had children early, you know, some of them were, you know, this was coming full circle. They enjoyed the movies as kids, and then they were taking their children, you know, to see Toy Story 3. So they did that, and I thought it was perfect. They, you know, had themes that still appeal to children. You know, it's still a fun child's movie, but then they had themes that, you know, as an adult you could appreciate, and you could look back on this whole story arc and say, that was satisfying. I enjoyed that. So knowing all of that and hearing about they were making a Toy Story 4, I was excited, just because, like I say, you know, this is one of those franchises that means a lot to me, and they've been done excellently. But having what I thought ended it so well, you know, I was kind of worried. You know, I was thinking, where could they go with this? You know, is this just kind of like I know Disney doesn't really do this a lot. You know, with some films they do, but you know, is this really just a cash grab type of movie? You know, hey, we don't really have an idea, or we don't really have anything new that we want to say, but these films have done well in the box office, and so as long as they continue to do well in the box office, we're gonna continue cranking out as many sequels as we can. You know, get every dollar that we can from the franchise until, you know, they stop producing. So I was kind of worried, you know, that might be the way they were going. You know, even though the first 3 films were excellent, 3 I thought wrapped it up so well that I didn't know what they could do more with it. I can say that they have continued to be excellent. It to me, it almost kind of astounds belief that you have this is the fourth story in a franchise, and I would say it's just as good. It's on par with the other three. It's you can tell I'm excited about this because I wouldn't have thought, an animated story about children's toys that come to life when no one's looking could be this well done. But this is very well done. Once again, this is a film, like I say, that will resonate with children. This is something that will keep them entertained, make them want to watch. But it is also absolutely, something that you can see as an adult and reminisce on what you saw previously, and as well as say this was a good direction that they took this going forward. Like, there was actually more story to tell. This wasn't something that, hurried or rushed or built together just so they could get money. You looked at this and said, no, this is a legitimate sequel. This is, this was another part of the story that they could tell, and not that it was just something that they could have told, not that it was just, hey, we have enough material here to make another story, but it is a satisfying tale. It adds more to the whole franchise that makes the whole franchise satisfying. I said this, I'm not giving anything away, but this film absolutely helps or closes out, a few more elements that number 3 didn't close out. Especially, like I say, for people that have grown up with the franchise and have seen it since Toy Story 1 and grown up with it, you will see some of the themes that you would appreciate, that you could teach to your children about moving on in different stages of life and growing up and, being courageous and not being afraid to go to new chapters. Those are things that resonate with you as an adult, as well. These are things that, you might have experienced, millennials. These are things that the narratives that the characters, the toys are going through in this film are themes that you might have had to realize in your life, and that if you haven't yet realized them, or you haven't yet had to go through them, it is most likely something that you will have to go through. And so I think they did a phenomenal job. Great voice acting, as always. I can say this is absolutely a worthwhile watch, and it is. I am glad that they made this movie. It's a very rewarding fourth film that in no way diminishes the other three, and is a satisfying story to tell. This one, 9.5 out of 10 for me. Very well done. They can, end the Toys Story saga on that note, and everyone can be well pleased that they went out on this chapter. I don't know if they have any more movies planned. I can tell you once again, I don't see where they could take it after this one ends. I can kind of see a couple different directions, maybe, but I can tell you if there's a Toy Story 5, I'm not going to be worried about it, considering how they've masterfully handled these four, until they've now established enough cachet with me that, I'm going to expect it to be brilliant, because that's what they've shown themselves to be with these first four. So if they make another one, I'm excited. If they don't make another one, I'm satisfied and grateful for what they've given us. Definitely go see this out in theaters. Take your children, take your family. If you grew up with the franchise, you'll love it. Fun movie, humorous, good themes. Great all around. So that's all I have for this review. My next review will probably be Child's Play. That's definitely switching gears a little bit. We're going from Toy Story to Child's Play, both about dolls, but with two completely different motivations. That's also something that I first saw as a youth, and it stuck with me. But we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys once again for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. If you want to debate me, you think something's Toy Story's falling off, then, let's duke it out. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, have a great weekend. Appreciate it.